Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 reasons why your eyeshadow does not look good. You must be looking at all of your favorite Instagrammers and beauty YouTubers and coveting that beautiful smoky eyes and cut crease eyes, and you're like, I try it, but it looks like a baby panda spanked me on my face when I try it. Why? And I'm gonna tell you why in this video. Also, if you're interested, I have 10 reasons why your lipstick doesn't look good, linked right here. 10 reasons why your makeup overall doesn't look good, right there. Ideally, I should be using an eyeshadow palette that I'm so well familiar with, but I got two new Indian eyeshadow palettes and I wanted to try them out so badly, so I'm gonna take a leap of faith here. This one, guys, this is by Earth Rhythm. It's the Clean and Green Makeup Essentials, and this is by another brand called Tann Beauty. This is All I Need eyeshadow palette. So this is what the Earth Rhythm palette looks like, and this is what the Tann Beauty palette looks like. I've already done my base makeup, and as you can see, I've got chipped nails in this video, guys. Let's just be a real human and place realistic expectations on me. We don't always have perfect nails in real life, okay? Yeah. So since my base makeup is done, we're gonna go on to the eyes. We're gonna have the, what should we do? The bad side here and the good side here. Reason number one that your eyeshadow does not look good is because you are not priming your eyelid with an actual eyeshadow primer. So for person to person, these tips can vary. I don't have excessively oily eyelid, and for that reason, I don't really use an eyeshadow primer. But if you have an excessively oily eyelid, you must invest in a good eyeshadow primer, which will block out all the oils from, you know, seeping through and destroying the eyeshadow work that we're gonna apply on top. I don't have an eyeshadow primer, so I'm not gonna apply it on both the sides. Tip number two, your eyeshadow does not show up on your eyelid, and this is especially true for people who have extremely discolored eyelids. You must use a concealer to first color correct your eyelid area. I see a lot of women go straight into the eyeshadow and you don't get the true color, the true pigment of the eyeshadow when you just apply it straight on your eyelid, guys. If you can find an eyeshadow primer with a little bit of tint, like I see the P. Louise, if you are not cruelty free, the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, these are eyeshadow primers with tint in them, so you can just use it as one step. You don't need a concealer in that case. I personally go straight into a concealer because that just works so beautifully for me. And for extra insurance, it's also a good idea to set your concealer and your primer with a light dusting of face powder. Tip number three, you are not using the right eyeshadow brush for the right placement of eyeshadow and also the right texture of eyeshadow. For example, when you apply your crease color, not the transition color, the crease color, you need to be using something like this, which is a dense round brush. You can also use a flat dense brush like this, but I personally prefer a round brush. At the end of the day, eyeshadow is an artwork and your tools are really up to the artist. So I'm going to take this deep brown shade right here to use as my crease color on the right eye. And I'm going to use a wrong brush, which is a synthetic flat brush, which I see a lot of people use with the same color on the left eye. The way it just looks so different. Example number two is to use a round fluffy brush. Do you see how this brush is round and nice and soft and fluffy to use for your transition shades? Now this one is the PAC 311 brush, and this one is a Forever 52 dual-ended eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to take this shade Dusty Rose with this one. Always tap off the excess, guys. We also have a lot of bonus tips in here. Do not blow into your brush because that moist air from your mouth is gonna harbor a bacteria on your eyeshadow brush, and we don't want extra bacteria on our eyelid space. So anyways, coming back to our eyeshadow, now I'm gonna use small circular motions to blend out that crease color, and what we are applying right now is the transition shade. Using that same synthetic brush, I'm gonna apply that same color on the wrong side. So even if we have the placement, do you see that we are not getting that same blown out effect on this side? To apply eyeshadow on smaller, tighter spaces like just beneath your brow for your highlighter, you need to be using a flat, fluffy brush like this one from the same Forever 52 brush. So I'm going to take this shade from Tann Beauty and gently place that right underneath my brow bone. And this brow shade is also cleaning up any excess of transition that we applied. On the wrong side, I'm gonna use that same synthetic brush with the same eyeshadow, and we're gonna go underneath the brow. And also, this reminds me of another bonus tip. Guys, use clean eyeshadow brushes. You can keep a brush cleaner right next to you or a hand towel right next to you and keep swiping your brush back and forth to get a clean eyeshadow brush. Your lid color, which has to be on the main area, can be applied with this brush if you have limited number of brushes, but it's going to take a longer time because it's a smaller surface. This is the kind of brush that I would recommend. This is the Nykaa eyeshadow brush. It is flat, it is fluffy, and it covers a larger surface area with one swipe. I'm going to keep it simple today. I'm going to take this one right here and then place it. Wow, this eyeshadow palette is pigmented. Now if you have trouble with your eyeshadow palette and you do not have a pigmented eyeshadow palette, before we apply this lid color, you can apply a little bit of concealer right there and the color is just going to pop. On the wrong side, I'm gonna go back with that same synthetic brush and that same rose color and apply it. I wouldn't really use this brush, but oh well, we've got color on our lid. Doesn't look so great, but we're gonna leave it at that. Alright, here is my next tip. If you are using pressed glitters or metallics just like these shades right here, you have to use it with your fingertips or with one of those sponge tip applicators. What color? Let's go bold. I'm gonna keep it simple today, but I feel like going bold right now, like bold. Let's use Hoo Ha. That's a really funny name, you guys. Tann. And I'm gonna swipe it with my finger. Do you see that? Oh, pat and swipe. Really get that color on your lid. On the wrong side, what I'm gonna do is use a fluffy blending brush to apply the same color. And we're gonna swipe this on our eyelid. See that? I'm having to go back again and again and again. It leaves it patchy. You don't get the real. I'm gonna take this one right here. I'm taking that same flat fluffy brush because that's what I prefer for my lid space. You can also use a denser fluffy eyeshadow round brush. Take a little bit into your crease. I'm gonna switch brushes, take that really big brush that we started off with our transition and then really go and with no extra color on it, blend it out. And I'm really pulling it out over here because I like that elongated eyeshadow look. On the wrong side, I'm gonna take that same brown and with that synthetic brush, I'm gonna apply it on the eyelid and take it a little bit onto the crease, and I'm gonna blend with this as well because that's the wrong thing to do. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna take those same color stories. So I'm gonna start with a brown and with a dense round brush, I'm gonna take it underneath my lash line, and with that rose that we used to transition, just like the top, I'm gonna blow it out and connect it to this. And how low you bring this, it really depends on your preference, your eye shape, your face shape. And on this eye, what I see a lot of people do is they don't even bring the transition down. They leave it just as it is. No mascara, no nothing. So I'm gonna leave this eye just as it is. And to demo the glitter, I'm gonna take this blue glitter from the Earth Rhythm palette. Using my finger, pack it on to the center of my eyelid. Just pack. If you have glitter glue, you can definitely dab it into your eyelid. Before applying glitter, it will make sure that it stays on your lid for a longer time. A lot of the glitter that comes in the market today, it just sticks on your eyelid anyway. You can avoid this step. On the wrong side, I'm going to take that flat fluffy brush and then I'm going to pat that on my eyelid. To apply that inner corner highlight, you can use a detailer brush like this, again depending on the amount of space you have right there. I'm going to pick up this rosy metallic shade from the Earth Rhythm palette and just pop it carefully to that inner corner. On the wrong side, I'm going to take a bigger brush, a flatter brush. This is just not what you would use right there because it's just too large. So I'm gonna just whack it up right there in the center. Do you see the difference between careful placement and just wrong placement? And since I have a little bit of extra of that, I'm gonna pop that right underneath my brow to give an extra little oomph. Lala. Wow, that is everything about eyeshadow brushes. That was like a video in a video. But if you want a more in-depth video on eyeshadow brushes and how to use them, thumbs up this video and I shall make one for you if this video crosses 10,000 likes. Eyeshadow mistake number 4 you do not blend your eyeshadow enough, and that is a good example of what we already have going on over here. This eyeshadow is not blended enough, and this eyeshadow is really blended. Mistake number 5, you blend too much. So what we're gonna do is blend too much just in the inner corner here to really show you what is happening. So sometimes we get overexcited and blend and blend and blend and blend. What happens there is then you don't see a crease color, you don't see a transition color, you don't see your highlight brow color, you know, it's all just one piece and you don't see anything. It just looks muddy, it looks brown, it doesn't look nice. Mistake number 6 is not taking care of your eyebrow. Guys, the number of times I've seen girls rock a beautiful eyeshadow look but completely ignore their brows. Like, it takes away from that beauty, you know what I'm saying? So take your time to really fix your brows. Today I'm using the K Beauty eyebrow pencil. I think this is a pretty decent eyebrow pencil. I'm using the shade in Chestnut. I think that's the lightest shade. The only problem with this brow pencil is that it does not come with a spoolie or a brush. But thankfully I have spoolies lying around, so I just go and give my brows a brush once it's all filled in. And this brow we're gonna completely ignore because that is the wrong thing to do. Mistake number 6 is not applying mascara the right way. You need to really get in the base of your lash and then wiggle your way up and really take your time with every single lash of your eyes, which is the wrong thing to do. Is just like barely touch the tip of your lash, like and you're done, and nothing on the lower lash line. And I'm like, dude, who's gonna touch your lower lashes? And today I'm using the Lakme Absolute Flutter Secrets Volumizing Mascara. I like this mascara. It doesn't give you ginormous volume, but it gives you the just enough fluttery volume. Alright, mistake number 8 is that you do not apply eyeshadow to complement your eye shape. Now, if you have small round eyes like myself, it's best to elongate your eyeshadow. If you already have really long eyes, or if you have protruding eyes, blend your eyeshadow upwards in a round manner. You don't really have to pull out too much. You just keep it up. Like, it would look like this without the elongation right here. Try and experiment at home with different blending techniques and shapes, and you will really figure out what looks best on you. Mistake number 9 is not paying too much attention to color combinations. The best way to get a good color combination, if you're not really that creative with color, is to really just follow a makeup inspiration that you see on Instagram or Pinterest. Mistake number 10 is not tidying up your eye look. So for example, if you have mascara clumps on your eyes, if your eyeliner is jagged and not smooth, if your eyeshadow blending is all choppy, you need to clean it all up. If I have any mascara clumps on my eyelid, just wait for 5 minutes and you can like flick that mascara off and it comes right off. If you have glitter fallouts, flick it off. Here is a nice close-up look at the good side and the bad side. And while you admire this beauty that I've created on my face, I want you to comment down below and let me know which of these mistakes have you made. I can tell you very confidently that I have made all of these mistakes, which is why I know what is wrong and what is right. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give that thumbs up button a huge smash. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, and if you think this is the kind of content you want to see on your feed on YouTube, do subscribe. And if you'd like to see more of this face in your life, also follow me on Instagram and I can pop up on your feed once in a while looking like this. Thank you so much for watching this video and spending this time with me. I love you so much, and I shall see you on Instagram.